We're glad to still have you with us. Now, what do you make of the 2016 budget? When do you think the National Assembly will complete their work on that document? Well, these are questions that were put to the chairman of the House of Representatives Committee on Appropriation. Here is what he had to say. President Muhammadu Buhari presenting the 2016 Appropriation Bill to the National Assembly. It's a budget that has been described as a budget of change by some and described as unrealistic by others. Having debated the bill and approved its passage through second reading, committees have commenced work on the bill, meeting with ministries, departments and agencies to scrutinize the details of the bill. The chairman of the House of Representatives Committee on Appropriation, however, speaks on when Nigerians should expect the bill to be passed.
We've discussed the time table, and of course we've agreed that by 25th of February we will get the, all things being equal, we'll get the budget passed. The Speaker and the Senate President have they've also given us a standing instruction that that date must be sacrosanct. So we're working around the clock. Of course, within 24 hours after the budget was committed to the Appropriation Committee, we've referred the budget to the subcommittees. The 96 committees serve as subcommittees to the Appropriation Committee for budget purposes. We've given them a timeline of 2 weeks to do their budget defense. And they will come back to the Appropriation Committee on the 11th of February. And of course, in line with the rules of the House, the 96 committees will also now present their report and recommendation on their various budget to the Appropriation Committee. So they will also do their own budget defense before us. And that will take us another 1 week. By the 18th or 19th, we should be done with that process and we'll commence the most critical activities in the whole of this process, which is harmonizing with the Senate and of course drafting the bill. We should be able to lay our report on the 24th and consideration should be on the 25th of February.
One issue that has always been a source of conflict between the legislature and the executive has been the tendency for the National Assembly to increase the size of the budget. The lawmaker says this will not be an issue this year.
It is not new. When you give them money, you allocate money, they will always ask for more. But as part of our internal guidelines, just to share this perspective with you, we've also decided that in order to minimize the areas of friction with the executive, or gray areas as we choose to call it all the time, we've advised the committees to stick to their envelopes. So any committee will expand its budget. So they will operate within the envelope that has been allocated to that particular MDAs. So I do not see the size of the budget growing beyond what has been brought.
But what areas will the National Assembly likely review in the budget?
What we would have loved to see is for the recurrent expenditure to be reduced, and that portion that is reduced from the recurrent expenditure is added to the capital component. But what we have now at the moment is that recurrent is increasing and capital is increasing concurrently. It is not what we would love to see. Secondly, there's aspect of the personnel. Of course, you know that the government long time ago introduced the integrated personnel system. Until date, just only about 20% of the federal government personnel are captured in the integrated personnel system. So the way the government committedly pursue the TSA policy, the government, the executive arm should also ensure that at least the personnel, the integrated personnel program should be able to capture 100% of the federal government employee. With that, we are confident that we'll be able to significantly reduce the personnel cost. The benchmark has been pegged for $38. And of course, we've known that it has gone much below that figure. I'm sure that during this budget period, we will engage again with the Committee on Finance and relevant committees, and we should be able to peg the benchmark at a very safe figure that should be more realistic. I think we will do that. Of course, it's one of our concerns and the revenue aspect of the budget.
I hope that answers some of your questions. Let's hope the National Assembly can have the document, the budget, ready by the end of the month. We'll look forward to that. Well, that is it for the week. Thanks for staying with us. I'm Lanre Lasisi. Take care.